Hello guys, I'm back and here is part 2 of the 2010 Hasbro Star Wars Vintage Collection All-Terrain Armored Transport, which is the Toys R Us exclusive since it has a vintage packaging. So we finally opened it and all I gotta say is, wow, this thing is huge. I mean, just looking at these pieces right now, I mean, this is like bigger than my whole hand. I mean, literally, I just feel like I'm looking at parts that would go to like a household appliance pretty much. I mean, that's the size. I mean, just looking at it. And it comes with an AT-AT driver, which is cool. And I have a vintage one to go with it. From, I think it came out in 80 or 81. I'll look on that when we put them side by side. But really cool. It also comes with some missiles, and it looks like other parts. Just really huge. Even the head itself is huge. This is pretty crazy. And I think the legs and the other parts, as I could see, are underneath here. Now, one thing I did get, and let me grab that now. Here is the instructions. And here are the decals. And it does, I did do some online research. It does give you the option of putting on the battle damage stuff or the battle damage decals. I'm probably not going to put those on. I will put the others on though. Here are the instructions. It has like that vintage feel to it. I mean, looking at this, I mean, these are all the phrases it says and whatnot. So, pretty cool. What else is there? Just a lot of parts. I mean, just looking at this first piece that I'm picking up right now. Hold on a second. This is just the ladder for just one of the parts. I mean, this ladder is just one of the parts. I mean, the ladder itself is like longer than my whole hand. So, and the height of it is about the size of probably the vintage AT-AT. Now, one thing I do know, and I did some research on this, the vintage AT-AT from 81 and from 83, because the AT-AT came out for the ESB era and the vintage Kenner line, and for Jedi as well. And they were both packed away where it had a carton like this, but it would be under the legs, and the legs would be, I think, assembled. Yeah, they'd be pretty much assembled, or people would pack them like that if they did open them. But yeah, much different. And the funny thing is the box was much taller too, but I still have the box lying out here. Much smaller, but it's much more wider, and it's just very deep, this box. So it holds a lot of these parts. I still can't believe this was able to stay in the box. I mean, I'm surprised the tape itself didn't break just from the weight of all of this and this being shipped to me. But anyways, really cool. I'm probably gonna have to do a couple of parts to just put this thing together. I mean, I'm gonna have to do a video of just having all the parts laid out and see what you got. I mean, pretty much, I don't have any room. This is the only table I got. I mean, this pretty much takes up the whole table, just this one whole carton with everything in it. But anyways, just from looking at this, and I told you in my last video of part 1 of this piece, is that they have officially discontinued the vintage collection line, which is very sad news because it was awesome, and there was just some awesome updated features to some of the classic vehicles from the original trilogy. I have 2 more pieces, but one of them I want to show you, and I know there's hundreds of videos on YouTube, but I want to give my own take on it personally, is the Ewok catapult that just came out this year. I think it was probably one of the last pieces. I had the original one from 84, but I sold that because it was already played with, and it was just starting to, you know, fall apart because, I mean, it's almost 30 years old, and plus it was played with too. And I wanted to get an original one again, but it was too much money, so I picked up the vintage collection one, and it looks awesome. So I was not going to review it, but after seeing this, I do want to review it because The vintage collection line now has been discontinued, and just all the vehicles and stuff and the pieces that I've picked up and that I've reviewed to you guys so far are just awesome. And it's sad that Hasbro had to end it because people just loved it. I mean, just getting this piece itself, I think this was the cheapest pickup. I couldn't find anything less on eBay for this. And just remember, this came out in 2010. I bought it this year. I mean, I felt like I was paying for a vintage Star Wars toy from the 80s for the price that I got for this. I got this for $200. That was the lowest. I mean, the highest was almost like $350 to $400, if you could believe that. And people were paying for it. So, but yeah, and I could see why. Anyways, let's stay tuned for the next video, and thank you.